of that.
Okay.
All these different sects, like Orthodox and Khazarian and like all. What are some of these other ones? Hasidic and like the tunnel Jews from New York, like these people. No, that is all. That is like saying that we have a two-party representative constitutional republic here. No, we don't. We have a uniparty. Okay, we have the elites and we have the non-elites. Right. Same thing with these. These are just Jews, and if you're afraid to say that,
same Jews, right?
But what do you mean? I mean,
okay, let me explain
that to me.
Okay, so if we're going to do bloodlines, which this is all about,
no, it's not about that. It's about every Jew would tell you that they either read the Torah or the Talmud. Right. Every one of them rejects Jesus Christ as their Messiah.
That Ashkenazis are not Semitic. They're not from Shem.
Right. No, those people are like incest. They're like from three.
But they're two different groups.
3 different families.
That's why they don't do DNA tests in Israel.
Yeah, but that's because
they're going to find out they're all Europeans, because that's where the Jafai.
They would love for us all to be about have 3 mothers and everybody fucks everybody. I mean, honestly, these are the most depraved people ever.
Versus the
So what you're trying to do is so here's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make an argument that there's like good Jews and bad Jews.
Well, I mean, there's Jews. I mean, there's Jews. Like when I used to watch like on Twitter, everyone teen off on white people, like we all work together, like we're all the one thing. George Bush and I are not the same white person. Like, I don't get to go where he goes.
But
he
I mean,
would drop a bomb on me in a heartbeat.
But all of them reject Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah, but not all of them are bloodthirsty, want to kill their own kind of people at the top.
They are all following the same leadership, and they are all morphing into the people who believe that when the new Messiah comes, or the real Messiah comes, that we will all be their slaves. And that is something that they cannot reject, whether they are Torah or Talmud readers. And I'm saying, fuck that. No, we won't.
Okay.
No, because I am not a slave to any man.
Right.
I am a follower and a believer in Jesus Christ. And anybody who suggests that I'm going to be their slave because they read a certain book, no, absolutely not.
No, I understand that.
That is the synagogue of Satan.
I agree with what you're saying. I would just tell you that there's a lot of Jews out there that don't even go to fucking synagogue.
But those people are... So going back to the Schofield Bible readers, right? These are people, and I'm comparing them right now. I'm not saying that they're the same, but I am. Even the pastors and the faith leaders and the fake teachers and the false preachers that are sitting behind pulpits at the Crystal Cathedral and all the places that everybody watches and all these big mega churches and like, oh my God, I'm being led to Jesus. No, you're not. You're being led right to the lake of fire because this guy's teaching you a false doctrine. He's not teaching out of the Bible. Right? Okay, but there's how many millions of people that believe this and they follow 100%. This, right? Okay, the same thing with these people who are claiming to be Jews, right? They're like, oh, I'm a Jew. Do they even know about the Talmud? Do they even know that it says that, you can rape little kids, that you're supposed to rape little kids, and they have to be under the age of 3, and then you have to kill them and all this other stuff? Do they know that like this religion teaches that Jesus Christ is boiling in a pot of steaming excrement and semen?
Saying.
Like, they don't even know this. But so they claim to be Jews.
I know a lot of Christians. I totally understand what you're saying, dude. I'm not.
So I'm not saying that these people who claim to be Jews all want to like blow up our towers.
And they all don't want to. I understand what you're saying. I just feel that like when we make blatant, like I just had a guy on a podcast. He's like, I want all Muslims dead. I go, that's a crazy thought to me. That's a crazy thought to me.
Yeah,
and
I would never say that. I
understand that. And listen, I understand your passion and I appreciate it because I feel like if we can't have these conversations, we're never going to get anything changed. We're just going to keep playing patty cakes.
Well, if you go back to the screen where all of those positions of power where I showed that they, like actually Hibbler showed, where all of these positions are being held by people who say that they're Jews. Alejandro Mayorkas. I mean, how is Mayorkas even a Jew name? I mean, it's so fake.
Well, the Mexican president's supposed to be Jew.
Yeah, I know. I mean, imagine that.
No, there seems to be they seem to be making a
kind of
what I would say is obvious. No, an obvious move. Usually it's behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And now it's pretty obvious.
That's why I said at the top of the show, like hubris. Hubris is out of control because these people, they know that they're in the spotlight. They know, they can see the pendulum swift of the Overton window on places like X. They see that there is a conversation that's happening at an unprecedented level. I think a lot of that credit is due to an Alex Jones he was very brave to have me down there 6 months ago and basically talk about this issue.
Yeah.
You could tell that
you were great.
You could tell that he was very visibly upset and shook. He didn't want to talk about this. I don't know if that he's done business with these people. I don't know what the case is. I'd be more than happy to go back down there and have a conversation with him about it. I hope that he'll sit down and talk on the Hibbler film Occupied that the Stu Peters Network is doing, because I mean it's going to be a world-changing film. Because what this is about is it's an objective look, right? I'm not a guy who says I hate Jews. I don't hate Muslims. I don't hate Buddhists. I don't hate Mormons. What I do is pray for them, right? As a Christian, that's what I'm called to do.
I respect that.
I am called to pray for you. I hope that you will find Jesus Christ so that I can see you eternally in heaven and that you're not burning at the lake of fire. But objectively and in the real world, in the natural, what I'm doing and what this film is aimed to do is point out this obvious occupation. I mean, you can't deny it. It's not just in our government, but it's unelected bureaucrats. It's in every institution. It's in our public school systems. It's in our privately funded Ivy League universities. It's everywhere you look.
I agree.
And when you're like a business owner, you're a business owner. I'm a business owner. If there's a certain part of the Stu Peters network that's failing, I'm going to say, oh, well, I need to go to the leadership of that department and figure it out. Who's running this particular department?
Yeah.
Well, when you look at the United States, whose dick is being dragged through the dirt right now,
agree.
everywhere you look.
Yes.
I mean, I'm in LA right now, but I was just talking to Hibbler. I cannot believe this city. This city is fucking out of control.
Yeah,
and so you're like, whoa.
I want to move so badly.
And so
you haven't been to downtown. I don't think he drove you over there.
But if you look around at every failing part of America, whether it's the institution of finance and economics or education or I mean wherever you look, you go, well, who's running that? And it's weird because at the top of every one of those things is a Jew. And I'm not going to feel like, oh, you shouldn't say that because these people are Jews, because I will tell you this. If every one of these departments was overwhelmingly occupied by somebody who was a Chinaman, you would go, oh.
I love that, dude.
Well, they're all Chinese.
Yeah.
Why is it that everyone that's running and the head of every one of all of these...
So here, let me meet you in the middle where
or a Venezuelan or,
My opinion
an Islamic... Muslim, like
I'm
wearing
with you
a towel on
and
their
then
head.
we've had real strong discussions about Hillary Clinton and her assistant, who has ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. It's like in there, and we have this whole thing with China's infiltrating us, and we don't talk about Israel's infiltration. I totally agree with you. And my whole theory my whole belief is everybody should be treated like white people on Twitter in 2018, where you could just blame them for everything. And if you're telling me there's an overrepresentation,
That's
which
still
I'm not
happening
arguing
now.
with you, overrepresentation in a lot of different places, I don't think it's anti-anything to talk about that.
I used to say overrepresentation, but now I'm calling it an occupation. I mean, it's obvious. There is nowhere that you can look where there is a more protected class of people that has a position in more places of authority and foreign policy a sway than this group of people. There's nowhere. Nobody can objectively, irrefutably tell me that there is. That is a fact. There's no place anywhere on the face of the planet that is more occupied by any other demographic than there is by Jews. And every one of these places, in every one of these institutions, in all of these unelected bureaucratic positions, in the positions that are determining how many millions of people the U.S. military-industrial complex goes and drop bombs on, little kids and women, forever wars, how many millions of people have died at the hands of these people, every single one of these positions is led by a person who claims to be a Jew. And that pisses me off because nobody wants to talk about it. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you will.
Can I ask you now? There was a time when a person being Catholic was disqualifying because they were beholden to a foreign
disqualifying
power.
For what exactly?
Public office, seeking public office, like Kennedy, for instance. Labored under that during that campaign because he was. The idea was that he was beholden to a foreign power, the Vatican.
Yep.
Is that disqualifying for you, someone being Jewish? Would you not vote for a person because they were Jewish?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I mean, if I thought my vote counted,
if you under that illusion.
No, I would not vote for a Jew. Okay. I believe that these are a depraved people. I believe that these
All
are
of them?
these are, well, the ones that are not depraved are misled by degenerates who are promoting agendas of depravity. The common denominator is these people wearing these little hats.
Yeah.
And they have this immunity shield. They have this cloak of protection around them that will literally get you canceled everywhere. And the reason why a lot of people, I will say this, we put a teaser out for this film, Occupied, and it's been viewed on X within 3 days over 1 million times. That means that out of all of the shares that it had, these are normal people with small accounts who are sharing this and taking the risk of losing their jobs, being outcast from their social groups, never talking to their sister or their mother again, who's been indoctrinated by the Schofield Bible reading Pastor Greg Locke, who wants to blow Gaza into glass.
No, I'm with you on that.
And so these people are risking a lot because they see it too. There is not a normal person sitting at their dining room table who has not noticed this over the last 6 months. And people are pissed about it because why would America be run by dual citizens? Why would America be beholden to somebody who has to go kiss a wall?
You're bringing up stuff.
How is that different than a Catholic, though, is what I would ask you. How is that different?
Well, I mean, Catholics are Christians. Christians accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
They're beholden to the Vatican.
We are in a Christian country founded under God.
And the Vatican is there's 3 different territories, sovereign territories. One is the Vatican. The other one is the City of London, which is the Bank of England.
Yes.
And then the United States, which is, a lot of people are talking about how Rome, England, these empires, they didn't go away. They just rebranded themselves.
You can debate all the sects, and I reject the sect theory of the Jews as well. Like, you're a Jew, you're a Jew.
You think all Jews are the same?
No. That would be like saying all Christians are the same.
Right. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
No, I don't believe that. But I'm not going to subscribe to this theory where we say, oh, well, Alejandro Mayorkas may be a Khazarian, but Chuck Schumer is a Messianic Jew, and Janet Yellen is an Ashkenazi Jew, and no, I'm not going to do that. They're all Jews.
I agree with that, but there's levels of these things.
There's
right?
not because we're talking about 2% of the population,
right,
that is controlling, I would say, over 90% of our government and institutions.
Okay,
at the top levels,
right.
That's unprecedented.
No, I know.
Now, if you were to say, oh, well, Christians control almost 90% of our government, I would say, well, of course, because it's a Christian country founded under God. Yeah, that's the way that it should be. This is an infiltration and occupation by a foreign state.
You're saying Israel.
A fake foreign state. Yeah, of course it's Israel. And it's a fake foreign state, one that was set up, in 1948. I'll tell you what Israel is. Israel is the front lines of the military-industrial complex. It is the Lockheed Martin Raytheon missile testing site. These people are the people that we have been going to war over for the longest time. And why is it that every single one of our elected representatives, elected using heavy air quotes, has to go through this humiliation ritual of wearing that tiny hat and kissing that wall and swearing an allegiance to this foreign state before they can swear an oath to our Constitution?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that.
They won't, even if you want to run a legitimate candidacy, let's just pretend that voting was real and Stu Peters wanted to go be the president and I wanted to go launch a legitimate campaign. I would never be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to be on the debate stage because unlike Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I won't go wear the stupid fucking hat and I will never kiss your fucking wall. And that means that I will never get the funding from the media. I will never get the funding from Rothschild Boulevard in Tel Aviv. I will never have all of the Jewish donors. I will never have the donors from Disney. I will never have the millions or trillions of dollars that are poured into these PACs to make sure that I become the president because I will put the interests of America and Americans first.
Listen, I feel that you are 100% correct. I feel that what happens is when we try to say these things. That's why I think they're trying to get rid of the word Zionism.
Yeah, you see
because
that?
Zionism allows you to have a real, hey man, this guy, my buddy who's a pizza delivery driver, he's trying to survive like us. But these fucking Zionists, and that's why they're trying to get rid of the word Zionist. And that's really where I'm from, dude. Like, I would lie to you if my girlfriend who's Jewish, she's like broke as fuck.
Wait, okay? Are you serious? Your girlfriend's a Jew?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're, okay.
No. I mean, she does
explains a lot.
No, but she doesn't like what Israel's doing either. She says it all the time.
Well, who would? Who would like what Israel's?
I'm not saying I've been talking about how the CIA
I mean, it's
and
obvious.
the FBI controlled fucking gangster rap culture, and I got called an asshole. I went on black shows. They told me I was a racist. They said I didn't know what I was talking about, and I called Ice Cube. I go, Ice Cube is the Larry the Cable Guy of hip hop.
Well, Kanye knew it.
Yeah, they all did it.
Now,
and
look,
I wouldn't
he's
even
all
tell you
drugged
Kanye's
up.
a part of it. But now it's all coming out that the head of these execs, who are all Jewish, created that kind of that movement to hold down a group of people. That's 100% true. But for me, everything, like if you study these rappers
To hold down a group of people, but these 2% are holding down an entire civilization in the West. They are the ones that are promoting the transgenderism, the pedophilia, pornographic materials being targeted by our Department of Education. These are the people that are opening our borders. These are the people that are orchestrating a physical invasion of our country. While white people are persecuted here, minorities are given the right to vote. They're given guns. They're let right back out on the streets after rapes and violent crimes.
It's cultural Marxism.
Yeah, these are the people doing that.
Yes.
This one group of people, these people who claim to be Jews, are responsible for all of the aforementioned. So I can't say, I don't want to recognize that, because before you can neutralize a threat that's imminently targeting your kids, before you can actually name them out loud, you can never come up with a methodical plan to neutralize that threat. And that's the conversation that we need to be having. How do we stop this? Because if we don't, our kids are being faced with an imminent bloodbath. I don't know if you have kids. I'm a father. I got 3 kids. Yeah.
I think a bloodbath is coming anyway.
Yes, of course.
I think it's... Dude, this is what they have us on. I think they want us to go into Russia, so we send all of our military age kids there. Time before everything went FUBAR in LA, where I lived in here in the early the 1998s. Dude, it was great. I mean, you go somewhere, you get this culture and that culture, and then the weaponization happened.
Where does
after
the
9/11.
weaponization come from?
Yes, I get what you're saying.
The media, right?
Yes, 100%.
Who controls the media? Who owns the media?
I'm not arguing. Again, I'll tell you, dude. I'm just telling you, we should always have these conversations.
Yeah.
You should be able to have a conversation.
But you can't.
We are right now. I understand what you're saying. But you look at what's happening on Twitter right now.
Could we openly have
laws.
this conversation on YouTube?
I mean,
but that is in a public space. We want to go. It's not.
But here's the thing.
In an organization.
You are right, dude. And I think people are waking up to it. And everyone has to come to the understanding that, if you were able to fucking tee off on white people forever, there are people in Hollywood who are working because their Twitter blew up because they were anti-white, and now they're making 6-figure money writing on fucking shows, teeing off on white people. Why is that okay? And why are we now passing laws the other way? And I'll tell you why. It's because once the firewall of any criticism of Jews go away, and you just make them like everybody else, now you're starting to look at the highest levels of power. Now we're looking at what is the Federal Reserve doing to our fucking world. And that's where I get into, not just America, to the world. And once you get to that, once you get there, you start to see the Babylonian money magic, the making of money out of nowhere, the making of a unit that is backed by nothing right now.
Who owns and controls and runs the Fed?
The Rothschilds, right? I'm with you. I'm just telling you, above all this is Babylonian. Well, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I just study these guys, and I see all the symbolism all the time, whether it's this, whether
and you know
it's
what?
that,
I don't even believe that Victoria Nuland or Anthony Blinken or Merrick Garland or Chuck Schumer or Alejandro Mayorkas or Janet Yellen are actually practicing Jews.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't even
That's my
believe
point.
that they even know what Judaism means or symbolizes. I don't even believe that Nancy Pelosi understands the meaning of the kente cloth that she wore around her
100%.
neck, or what tribe it represents when she was taking a knee and laying on her face in embarrassment after the parasitic criminal home invading thug called George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose in Minneapolis. These people are all fucking fake. Every single one of them is an actor being paid by a foreign interest, by a foreign nation state. Every one of them gets their money from this nation state. That's where we have a problem.
Listen, I want you to understand.
And this is a narrative that you said was meant to divide us.
Yes.
All of this polarization, all of this division, all of this hatred, it's all coming from the same place, the same media, owned by the same people. That's why I think it's a problem.
I understand.
Because it causes us to have these deadly rifts.
Now you're getting back to AIPAC, though, right? I mean, that's...
oh, my God, don't even get me started.
I'm with you on that. But I'm telling you, I'm with you on that. I just feel that, like if you actually study, like, Israel, like, I'm not arguing with you that this is why, like, when I say I get comfortable with the term Zionist.
Yeah.
Because when you go, like, and you could think it's my girl. Like, I wish you understood my relationship with my girlfriend. I don't give a fuck.
I watched a lot of your content on my way down here on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, I literally, like, if I'm going to sit down with somebody,
I
want to know what they're about.
Yeah.
So I watched a lot of your content. I know you're very comfortable with Zionism. So was I. I was very comfortable with that.
But that's someone saying, I want you to understand that, like me, like my girlfriend or whatever, like I do jokes about Jews all the time. I do it all the time to their fucking faces. And some of them laugh, some get upset, and I go, why you get upset? Because you just made, I'm totally with you on that. I just think, dude, that there's levels to this shit, and there's levels even beyond this that they're doing the will of it. And when I look at Israel and I find out that the Vatican owns like 50% of the land over there, and that when we talk about Rothschilds, we're talking about people that are above all this. I'm not arguing with you that there's an overrepresentation of that star, which that star isn't even Judaic.
It's a Star of Remphan.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like you see the symbolism right there.
Right. Yes.
And so when Mitzi Shore, who owned the Comedy Store, she saved my life.
Which is why I said Israel's fake.
That's
Even
what
their
we're talking about here.
Even their flag is fake. This is I'm telling you, this is set up by the military-industrial complex to funnel money through the DC Beltway and enrich and empower fat cats like the Pfizer butt slut Lindsey Graham and the mattress ladder climber Nikki Haley and eye patch guy Dan Crenshaw.
We're in an inverted
all of these
world.
people.
We're in an inverted world.
And
it's
so
an inverted world based on
when you know
fallen
that
angels.
Israel is fake and even their flag is fake, when you know, I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu, who's been in and out of power for decades.
No, I'm with you on that. And he's like Polish. He's got 5 social security numbers. This is stuff that I totally agree with you on. I just get nervous when we start saying that the average guy who's just fucking trying to work at Jamba Juice.
I don't think the average guy knows what a Jew means to be a Jew.
But there are Jews who work at Jamba Juice who are just trying to, and they would get fucking slaughtered in a heartbeat if a Zionist thought it would give them one more inch of fucking Palestine. That's my whole opinion. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like there are levels to this shit. Like I've been saying about white people. Like when everyone got mad.
These are the people that we need to be waking up. Like,
no, I'm with you.
These are the people. The guy at Jamba Juice needs to understand what this fake country is doing, and then you have to ask him, well, where does Israel come from? Like how did Israel
100%.
come to fruition? Like where did this happen? How did this nation state just pop up out of nowhere? How did these borders get set up? Why were they arbitrarily put in the Middle East, surrounded by the people who hate them, called Muslims, right? And then Muslims will be like, we don't even hate these people. You know, Muslims actually even believe in God. They actually even believe in Jesus Christ. They believe that he was a prophet.
100%.
And I'll pray for them too, because I think that they should believe that
and
Jesus
they were
is their Lord and Savior as well.
As the bad guys by the military-industrial complex, which has. That's why they're getting mad at all these protests on campuses, because all these campuses take their profits and put it into the military-industrial complex, and no one knows that. Mm-hmm. That's why they didn't want to pay players forever. So I'm totally with you on all that. I'm totally with you. But again, we get into this symbol is from an occult, dark fucking religion back in the day. To me, it's just like there's levels.
So if their symbolism is fake, and if their borders are fake.
But the symbolism isn't fake. It represents another fucking religion.
That doesn't represent being a Jew, though.
Yes.
Because the Star of David is not even in the Bible.
Yeah, 100%.
Like this is the Star of Remphan. The state, the actual nation state, these arbitrary borders, this is not the Israel that Jesus Christ was talking about in the Bible. And this is why so many Schofield Bible reading Christians have a problem with recognizing this as being the issue that it is. And that was done intentionally on purpose to make conversations like this controversial. You're not allowed to question them because these are God's chosen people. This is Israel. These are the Jews. No, they're not. We are the Jews. We are the Israel. We are the followers of Jesus Christ, the believers that he was talking about. We are the ones that will be the most persecuted people on the face of the planet because we unapologetically, fervently follow Jesus Christ. This whole Christianity, Bible-believing, Jesus-following faith, this is who Jesus Christ was talking about when he was referencing Israel, not some arbitrary borders that were set up in 1948.
I totally agree with you.
Like, how could he have been talking about that?
People don't understand that, and because a lot. I listen. We're beating this into the ground.
We are. We should talk about something
What
else.
I really want to say is this: is that people are waking up now. That people are passing laws that are protecting a class for no reason, and it gets down into like, why are you okay with these anti-Semitic laws? Why are you okay with it? Why does that seem okay when this has never been applied to any other group at any other time? Now, you do have like certain things when it comes to, like trans and stuff, and like nobody follows that ever. But there's no law except for what they're trying to pass right now. And that to me is because once everyone gets comfortable with calling out Jews on their shit, now you're getting to the highest levels of power. And that scares them the most, because then people are going to go, hold on, I thought my taxes went to war. They don't. They go to paying off the interest on the money printed to fund the war. That sounds like some bullshit to me.
That sounds like usury to me.
That's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
And I am 100% anti-usury. Okay? I'm against it. I think it's bullshit. And I think it's why Jesus said you can't have interest on money, dude.
That's why he went into the temple, braided his own whips,
100%.
flipped those tables, and chased the money changers out of there.
And I've always said that the same people that took out Jesus are the same people that took out JFK, man. It's the exact same people.
Same people who brought our towers down.
Right? 100%.
Same people who have us trapped in Afghanistan for 20 years, teaching the importance of transgenderism to Pashtun tribesmen and looking the other way while warlords rape little boys.
Well, it's also that they sell us on a lie so they can get the poppy fields of Vietnam and the poppy fields of Afghanistan.
That's right.
Me, man, I like to blame specific people in terms of their actions. Like when we look at these people are obviously like Blinken, his dad, the shadiness, the guy who was in charge of 9/11 after 9/11. What's his name? What's his fucking name? Who sent all the dancing Israelis home? His father was a Michael Chertoff. Yeah, his father was a Talmud scholar. I mean, like these are real. Like I had a big discussion on the last episode about this thing.
Yeah,
about really having this.
I think that a lot of your discussions you're going to find moving forward are going to probably center around this because it's impossible to ignore at this point, and that is because the hubris is out there now.
Yes.
I mean, it's like the arrogance, the false idolatry of this fake country and this fake religion, and the way that it's celebrated and more importantly protected, and the way that it is sabotaging and infiltrating and destroying everything that it gets its hands on.
Fucking anti-Semitic to do it. That's my opinion. I've stated here on the show, and I'll state it one more time. I don't think all Jews are in on it. And that's why so many Jews in the camps died, because they were sacrificed to this fucking bigger thing. That's my honest opinion. And like, I just feel like you wouldn't even be here, guys, right now if it wasn't for Mitzi Shore saving my fucking life. You know, you just wouldn't even. We wouldn't be here in this area doing this thing if Mitzi Shore hadn't gave me a shot when everybody else told me to go fuck myself. And my sponsor, I'm sober because that guy, he's Jew. Like that's it. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's my bit right now about everybody's retarded. Like every group is a bunch of good people, and in it is a fucking pack of retards that fuck it up for everybody that the rest of the people have to defend. And I'm just like, we can never change anything if we can't call out the people, right? But my whole thing is if you just demonize an entire group of people, it's like when Josh Denny, who I love, is one of my very good friends, is like wanting to fucking just get rid of all Muslims. I'm like, dude, that's crazy talk to me. That's just crazy. Because I watch people do that with white people. White people are all racist. White people are all scumbags. White people are the fucking white supremacy.
Dear white people.
You know, all that shit. I go, dude, I know so many broke fucking white people that I would love to get some privilege. I would love to get some white privilege. I am a father. I would love to get patriarchal fucking privilege. I get none of it. I just have to I have to fucking grind all fucking day.
Can I ask people like where to go find me and all that good stuff?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, give all your shit.
Okay, so stewpeters.com. Right there, that's the Old World Order documentary. When I say that we live under the empire of lies, which I say oftentimes on my show, if you watch Old World Order, I mean, this stuff goes way, way, way back. I mean, if I told you that we were living, you know, atop the ashes of a civilization that was there long before us with technology that's more advanced than what we recognize now. Yeah, I mean, but it's even different than that, really. You just have to go watch Old World Order. It's exclusively streaming at stewpeters.com. It's free as all of my documentaries, if you haven't seen any of them, from these little ones, which we exposed. CPS is the largest child trafficking organization in the entire world. You know, Watch the Water, which talks about the origins of COVID-19. Obviously, the world famous Died Suddenly. Final Days, which was kind of a continuation of Watch the Water. And then, of course, Occupied, which is going to completely change the world, blow the narrative totally open. But stewpeters.com. On Twitter, I'm at Real Stu Peters. On Rumble, the Stu Peters Network. And I'm on YouTube. So go give me a follow on YouTube.
I love it.
Until that's not gone. So... yeah, go follow us in all the places and show us some love because you know we're really doing you know great work. I mean, we have a great team. I'm really proud of this team, and we're going for it. We're at war. I really believe that it's a war of good versus evil. We know what side we're on, so if you're on that side, come give us a follow, show us some love.